Team, good morning. Welcome to our morning note. We do this every single morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on G.A.R Capital YouTube channel. Make sure to like and subscribe our videos. If you look to the bottom right, there's a little icon that says G.A.R Capital. Just click that, subscribes you right away. Our goal is to get to 4,000 subscribers, excuse me, and we could do another live trading session. So we're hoping to get there. I think we're around 34.55 now, so we're climbing up slowly but surely. Make sure to like and subscribe. Appreciate that. All right, it is July 8th, 2020. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Dow futures up 29 points, 25,799, slightly green. Nasdaq futures outperforming again, up 36. S&P up about 5.5 handles, 31.42 currently. Let's see, E-mini futures. E-mini Russell futures are flat. VIX is down 1.8%. Crude oil up 1.32% on the future side, 40.75 a barrel. Bitcoin futures are up 0.70, 95.55. 9,000 seems to be support, like we've been saying. Gold futures are up slightly, 0.33%, and silver futures better performing than gold futures at 18.80 at 0.57%. Gold futures are at 18.15 an ounce. Spot gold, which is like the actual gold that you physically have that you could trade, that futures is now at $1,800 an ounce, the highest in I believe 11 years. Dollar yen for my forex people is flat, up 1 pip, 107.54. Dollar index flat as well, 96.86. Gasoline futures 127, down 0.38%. And government bond yields, if I can get that for you guys. Government bonds right now up 1 basis point at 65.90. Just some news here. Home buyer mortgage demand spikes 33% as rates set another record low. So that's some good news. Brooks Brothers also filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So one good news, one not so good news. So mortgage applications to purchase a home rose 5% for the week and were a remarkable 33% higher than a year ago. Home prices continue to accelerate. Home prices gains continue to accelerate. So low mortgage rates are giving buyers much needed help. That's really good news. So let's talk about some other news here to get you prepped. Let's see, Nikola, NKLA, which took a hit in July, down 50%. NKLA and analysts at JP Morgan upgraded the electric truck maker to overweight from neutral, noting the stock is starting to look attractive for long-term investors in view of a number of potential positive catalysts coming in weeks and months. Nikola, rose more than 7% in the pre-market session. We could take a look at that chart together. Top right corner, and you can see it's down pretty significantly, about almost 50% in about 20 days. It is up about $4 off the closing price, which is about 10%. Still solid. I mean, nice little bounce, but it's been taking a hit. Again, I've answered this question yesterday. I'd rather you not be in that. I prefer you being in Tesla, which had another green day yesterday. Just my opinion. Apple, one of our favorites. Deutsche Bank hiked its price target to $400 per share from $380, implying a 7.3 upside from Tuesday's close at $372.69. Quote, overall, we feel comfortable that Apple should continue to offer upside for investors, a Deutsche Bank analyst said in a note. However, the analyst noted the stock's recently sharp run-up has us nervous. We've said it before. We agree with Jim Cramer, one of our favorite people out there. Don't trade it, just own it. Don't trade the stock. You can trade the options, but don't trade it. Just own the damn thing, and that's what we've been doing. 376.65, about $4 shot up to the upside. 400 price target looks pretty good. I would actually take a look this week. For next week, the 380s. Could be a little expensive. Maybe the 385s for next week. I think we get to continuation to the upside. It's breaking out. We know this, all-time high. So take a look at 385 calls for next week. Remember, we talked about that yesterday. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down. 385 calls next week could be in play. Just take a look at it. Again, it gives you some time. Altria, shares of the tobacco giant were downgraded to equal weight. I had this question yesterday about MO. Downgraded yesterday, equal weight from overweight by Barclays analyst. The analyst noted Altria is 100% exposed and continues to lose market share. So let's take a look at MO. It is basically down about about 14 cents off that note. It is basically consolidating between the 200-day and the 50-day here. You're not going to get a lot of growth from Altria. Again, they're a tobacco company. So I would just really, if you want to just own it for the dividend. That's about it. Don't expect a lot. Caterpillar, Bank of America analysts upgraded the construction giant to neutral from underperform and hike its price target to the stock at $135 per share. Quote, we still have our doubts on the sustainability of macro improvement, but are tempering our negativity. The analyst said Caterpillar climbed 1.1% before the bell. Another one, guys, this is a cyclical name when it comes to CAT. So if you're willing to take the risk that we're going to get a bounce in manufacturing, a bounce in global commerce, CAT is the play. CAT is also tied to China. We do a lot of construction work with China, so Caterpillar, it gets the beneficiary of that. I don't think I'm that point to invest in a company like this. It's at the 50-day moving average. I mean, it's at 128. Again, I kind of agree with that. More of the neutral position. Hasn't broke the 200-day moving average in the daily. While the S&P has, it's underperformed the S&P big time. So I would actually sit this one out. If you own it, just keep it, but I would not add any. American Express, AXP, American Express was downgraded to neutral from buy at an analyst at Citigroup, citing potential for top-line headwinds moving forward. The analyst has also trimmed his price target on the company to $105 a share from $110 per share. American Express slid 0.6% pre-market. So American Express, you got to understand, guys, it's a lot of corporate travel. They're very tied to corporate travel. I'm also American Express customer. I use their services. I haven't been able to travel, and I have tons of points. Again, that's not a flex. It's just the reality that I want to enjoy traveling too, but you can't, especially with COVID. So again, American Express, I would not be a buyer here. I think there's better alternatives out there when it comes to your money for financials. Again, we've said it. JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, or Citi are probably your best bets. American Express, not so much. I just really, wouldn't get there, especially with corporate spending. AXP is very tied to corporate spending, business spending, small business spending, and right now it's not the environment yet. Could it be a one that pops off when things turn around? Absolutely. So if you're betting on a recovery long term, maybe you can put yourself in a position here on AXP. I just wouldn't at this moment. I tend to like companies that I do business with or that I actually like. But right now we're way below the 200. If you wanted to play AXP, maybe around 90, 85 would be a pull the trigger type moment. But right now, I wouldn't put your dollars to work here. I think there's other opportunities out there if you wanted to do it. But banks are underperforming here. So let's see here. I think we got one more, and I got to read to you. I think we talked about it the other day. Yesterday was Alibaba. I had it with our students. So let me go ahead and it's pretty simple. I just researched on Twitter. BABA, so you put $ BABA. I think I had the news here. BABA, there was an update. An analyst from Goldman upgraded. I just want to get you the exact name, the exact deal. Top. Let's see here. Okay, Alibaba's Ant plans Hong Kong IPO. Targets valuation of $200 billion. Reportedly, its financial arm and financial consider an IPO in Hong Kong. That's why Alibaba's up. Let's see here. I think I had it here. Give me a second. I know I retweeted it. Okay, that's not there. I literally just had it, so let me go ahead and I'll look it up here on G.A.R Capital's tweet page because definitely I'll find it there because we tweeted about it this morning. Where is that deal? Alibaba, here we go. Alibaba given a buy rating at Goldman Sachs Group. So let me see if there's a price target there. BABA is up pre-market about almost $8. I have the 250 calls with the students that we did. It was a riskier play. We've been down on it. Let's see if we can get that bounce. 245 was the level I was literally looking for. And thank you to Goldman Sachs for that upgrade. So that's something I've been watching. Last thing too, before I answer some questions, Walmart yesterday announced that they were going to do like a prime type deal with their customers. I think it's like $97 for the year. Free same-day delivery, I believe, or for some products. Includes grocery delivery and a bunch of other perks, discounts on gas. The stock soared about 7% on the session with that. We wrote it up a couple times. I have some calls left on Walmart for next week. I still like it very much. I think the 130 calls for next week are very solid. we have them open, just FYI. So take a look at them. The volume is strong at 40,000. So again, Walmart is very strong here. I mean, when it comes to retailers, I sold some Walmart last week, the actual retailer, the stock, but I moved it to Amazon. So again, I'm not feeling too bad about it. All right, let's answer some questions. Good morning, good morning. All right, Kim asked about Beyond long play. Beyond for long. Beyond did boost yesterday, but it's now basically flat pre-market. I'm not a fan of vegan meat or whatever. I think the valuations are a little rich. But again, if you want to go ahead and put a small position for long term, I'm with it. I'm not against it. Some levels for Apple for calls and puts. Yeah, I just talked about it. Apple, actually, we'll take a look here at the 385 calls for next week. 378.62 should break, which is your recent high. That'll confirm your upside move. Your downside move will be 367.48, which is your 100-day moving average. Puts on the cruise line like RCL. Oh man, that's a tough one. But yeah, I mean, there's worse things to do. RCL is going to continue to go down. I would say break 45, and then you could probably get some puts there. But sometimes you get these really weird spikes on these cruises, so just be careful. Do you think SPY 320 calls will hit? Well, it depends on when is the expiry. If it's expired this week, I don't think so. If it's expired for next week, yes. I think next week we'll get a little more volume. Remember, a lot of people are on vacation from the July 4th holiday. Next week is where we start getting earnings reports. So I will just kind of wait until then. How much is Facebook going to suffer with a negative meeting what they have NCP? Yeah, I mean, it kind of reminds me of the Cambridge Analytica deal. I mean, again, everyone was so negative about it, such a headline risk. But again, Facebook is very resilient. Their cash operations, no debt. I mean, they're cash king. They're a cash machine. So I think on any dips you buy Facebook, 230, 204 or 230 would be a great place to buy. I mean, we went from 247.65 down to 238. It's down pre-market, but again, tough to trade sometimes. But Facebook is a buy long term. Sean asked about Microsoft 215s. Microsoft 215s. If it's for this week, it's going to be tough. For next week, I'm not against it. I will just wait for that break of around 214. 210 to get there. 210 seems to be that tough nut to crack after that fall. So again, 209.98 right now. We're hugging the 50-day. 50-day tends to be support now. I like it for next week, not this week. Did you take Tesla's chart? Yeah, Tesla just continues to go up. I mean, what more can I say? 1,400, green again. So I mean, again, we own it long term, and we're gonna own it. So I said that big number that you need to get to is 1439. I think we get that next leg up. 1439, you're gonna get to 1600 if anything. BA long, Kim asks. Let's see, BA. No, consolidating here. I have a level here of 176.42 for a break to the downside for puts and 194.54 to the upside. So again, it's a very wide margin there. Baidu. Let's take a look at Baidu together. Baidu a little volatile here. Looks like support is around 128.98. There's a gap to fill at 125, so I'd be very careful. The good news is that Baba is bringing up Baidu with it. So Chinese companies are tough because the Chinese government is telling people to buy stocks, like really push it, get that next bull run going. So I mean, you can't really bet against China here. So I'd just rather be in Baba. What's good risk reward when trading $5,000 account? How much should I be risking per trade? It's very simple, 1 to 4%. That's your max risk, 1 to 4% on any trade. So if we did the math here, you go to percentage calculator, you go to 4% of 5,000. No trade should be worth more than $200. That's your risk reward. $200 should be your max risk. Rolls Royce for long term. I think you asked about that, Kane. I mean, I know they do other things. I just think there's better money when it comes to industrials. So I would not touch Rolls Royce personally. DKNG, I own that as well. DraftKings, again, just waiting on sports to open up, which is in Orlando, the NBA. Again, I went very low position here. It's at 30 now. I don't think I'm going to add any more here. Again, I'd rather see if we can get that bounce. But again, the support level seems to be right around that gap fill on the daily of 29.24. If you wanted to add there because you actually like the company and expect gambling to bounce back, go for it. But at the end of the day, I'm right on it, so I'm holding on to it. Again, it's just the stock, not the calls. Calls on GS and Square. GS, Again, financials, guys, it's tough. Skip GS, and when it comes to Square, yeah, continuance to the upside. Take a look at Square, 129.84, but a lot of peaks and valleys. It's tough. If you play Square, do not play for this week. I will play for next week. You could see maybe the 135s for next week. That'd be your bet. T long-term position, I'm with it, 7% yield. I love it, absolutely. Any entry points on Apple long-term? Yeah, again, you want to get on dips. I would say 3.6. I have an alert for Apple all the way to 354, which is my previous breakout point. We could get there, but if you're looking for a medium-term pullback, the 100-day moving average of 367.48. The thing just keeps chugging along, guys. It's tough to get back in. Thoughts on Disney reopening parks weekend? Disney, I mean, it's all about looking at risk reward here. Again, Universal's open. Let's see if Disney has hits without a hitch. No extra illnesses or people with the virus comes out of Disney. Again, I'm a shareholder in Disney. I hope this works out for them. But again, this is a big deal because parks are a big part of the revenue. So again, as long as we don't have any headlines saying people got sick of Disney, I think we should be okay. View on crowd long term. Yeah, again, I think it's CrowdStrike. Yeah, you want to own that long term. Absolutely. Again, anything cloud security related, I'm with it. Disney win for the long term. Win is the only casino I like, so I'll agree with that. The only kind of gambling stock I have is DraftKings, and Disney I like long term because I own it as well. So I think we get a bounce back. Win if you like it, and you believe that we're going to bounce back in regards to leisure, and I'm with it, absolutely. But again, you better have at least a 5-year window there. Google 1515 calls, way too expensive when it comes to those kind of options. I'd rather you play something else for that. I'd rather you play QQQ. So I would say skip it because that's just too expensive and the risk reward is out of whack. So no, I would skip that. Spybroke upgrade and consolidation. Yeah, when it comes to ES here, we're still hugging the 100-day. Consolidation is there because of the low volume. So again, I would kind of stay away from any kind of SPY plays here because you're just going to get chopped up with the premium. So just be careful. Next week is where we start really getting some volume. There's no economic data coming out this week, anything that's very important, and earnings are next week instead. So a lot of people are on vacation. Volume tends to dry a little bit. Calls on Apple. Yeah, I talked about 385 calls for next week. That would be a play. Again, check the open and see what do we get. But again, right till now, I would say wait for that 378 to break, and then I would get to the 385 calls for next week. So I know it needs a little bit, but I'd rather wait that confirmation to the upside. Thoughts on entering Square, Microsoft long term? Square I like, I don't own. Microsoft I love long term. You get in, of course. All right, that was pretty much a lightning round type of questions. I appreciate everybody here. All right, so we'll leave it there. Walmart is pushing, BABA's pushing, Apple right at 375.90, green pre-market. We know the drill. NASDAQ is leading the way. Big cap tech tends to be the safety trade for now. We'll leave it there, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Make sure to like and subscribe our videos. We do appreciate it. We want to get to 4,000 subscribers so we can do a live trading session together. Make sure to like and subscribe, share our stuff. We really do appreciate it. Thanks again. My name is Carlos. I'm the CEO of G.A.R Capital. Again, we'll talk to you guys tomorrow for a morning note. And have a great rest of your Wednesday. Enjoy, guys.